All right. So, welcome to the training. This is going to be amazing. It is, because we're taking the Rooter Hero customer experience in a whole another direction. Because right now, it kind of sucks. And maybe it's not just us that suck at it, because I think we're pretty damn good. It's when it gets beyond us. So my hope is if we go over the top with it, it'll trickle down and spread out to the other areas, right? Because, well, that's how things work. So this is, CX is just customer experience. It's very annoying because right now, I did the math, there's 10,000 separate licensed plumbing companies in California. We're one of those. They all do the same work. What makes them different? So, but the first thing is the 4Q. You said it in a British accent, it's funny.
The 4 questions.
Just say 4Q in a British accent.
4Q.
See? See? Little gutter humor for you. All right. So the first one is, and I'm just going to go around the room, is what's the best customer experience you've ever had as a customer? And participation. So.
My mother's birthday. That was with my ex-husband. We took her out. I won't disclose the restaurant, but I made reservations and I got there and I waited about an hour and a half. And then when I finally got seated, I got seated in the center where I didn't want to sit. And I told him it didn't matter. And then he didn't come back to the table at all. No water, no nothing. So I made the scene. I had to, David. I had to. It was my mom's birthday. I was pissed.
Yep.
So by making that scene, the manager's like, I'm going to take care of you. And I apologize. He got his best waiter, and he went above and beyond.
That's awesome.
You know, they even threw a cake and, I don't know, an appetizer. It was really nice. And my husband ended up tipping him like $30.
That's awesome. So from that initial fumble,
yeah,
they recovered nicely and brought it to the finish line.
Without
awesome.
any hesitation or making you feel like shit for complaining.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. That was a good one.
The only good customer service I have received was from Starbucks. That's the far as the customer service I got it. Is when they got the order wrong and they just like gave me the free drink. That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the best customer service in your entire freaking life.
Yeah.
All right. That's the state of customer service. So, what about you?
Yeah, I feel like Andrea, but I also have a very bad memory. So I kind of don't count. But I would say for sure, most recently Chick-fil-A. The menu, the menu here is not the same everywhere else. So I wasn't prepared for that. I thought like when I just ordered it that it was. Anyway, it threw me off. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have this? Like I thought, like what? You know, I thought it was gonna be easy things like already 9 o'clock. I'm hungry, so we're not gonna think hard about like. Anyways, he was very, very nice, and like we were, I don't know if all locations y'all gotta do the drive-through.
Yeah.
But I was holding up the line, right? But it's 9 o'clock, so I'm like dead hungry. So I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna do it because I'm not gonna just get anything. Anyways, he was very kind and he kind of helped me like figure it out. But I thought that was really kind because I know I would be very impatient and irritated if I was on the other end of that. That's all I could think of. He was very nice.
Yeah.
He suggested like what like most people eat out here, like the common, and even drinks were different. Like I was prepared for all.
Yeah.
But he was really good. But I'm sure I've had something really good. I just can't remember. That's just the most recent.
No, that's good. Good that you went the extra mile.
Yeah.
So that's good.
They all keep the same demeanor.
That too. They're all
Right?
consistent. Like in every state, you know, they're all. That is one thing that I just really like. I'll pay like $3 more because I know like at least y'all not gonna like be mean to me or like look at me crazy if I ask for another sauce. Like I'm asking like.
Yeah. No, completely understood. So, flip that. What's the worst customer service experience you've ever had?
I've had many.
Me too.
I got one.
Yeah.
AT&T, they offered me like a price for Wi-Fi,
Mhm.
and I thought we were all good. It was already like a lot of like back and forth, multiple phone calls. And mind you, I hate having a call. I like to text and like I like to call. So I had a call. So it's very memorable. I had to call them about something that was supposed to be simple and like done like 3 times already.
Mhm.
When I got my bill was like $10 more, which wasn't an issue, but like I thought we were settled. So I'm like, why just more dollars? And then the woman was like, when I did call, this is now the 6th time. She's like, they told you that. And I'm like, I promise you they didn't. Like, I wouldn't be calling because I don't call.
Right.
Yeah, so I was just very, very upset. And then when I finally got to like someone who knows how to like de-escalate and just like speak to the issue, I was good and she even credited me. And I wasn't expecting that. I didn't need that, but I thought that was pretty awesome to take the ownership of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, what about you? What's the worst?
When like I was calling to like pay a hospital bill, and we were just placing me on hold, like similar to what we experienced here.
Yep.
And then yeah, so like I had like they hung up on me. I had to call back, and like multiple times they would put me on hold.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just ended up like billing like sending over a check to them because there was just no like very good. I know.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, it was kind of the same experience. It was the good and the bad.
Yeah.
And he didn't care to come back and even give us water.
Right. Right.
Yeah. That would be it.
So weird how that kind of all the same. All right. So, in your opinion, what's the key to great customer service?
Being heard.
Being heard. All agree.
Accountability. Don't like avoid the issue. Like you know, like I'm not calling for no reason.
Yeah. Exactly. They're not calling to chit chat. They're
Right.
calling because they need something. Right.
Right.
So, awesome. So, being heard, accountability. Do you have another one?
Like being able to like get what you want, like what you're asking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate yourself and your customer service ability?
I would do it at 8.
8.
Yeah.
All right. So why an 8?
Why? Because I do sometimes allow them to get to me when they're really rude. And so I've gotten into situations where I think I overextend myself to have that discussion that they need to be having with somebody else.
Right.
So I'm trying to solve the issue because I'm irate. I'm as pissed as them. So I want to have the last word, and that's not the way.
Right.
So that's why I can't give myself even a 9.
What about you?
Yeah, maybe like 8, 9, just because I think we're all human. But my ability, like I think my ability to like do it is 10 in real life. I think I'm probably like probably 8 or 9, just being very honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me too. I would give myself an 8 because sometimes I'm not like able to help them, like going beyond to help them.
Right.
Like I have like a limit of like customer service, like a certain limit, certain extent to help them out.
Right. Right. So yeah, that's always frustrating too, because when you're frontline CSR or frontline customer service, frontline anything, the power seems is completely limited, and then you're held up by the people above you or by the corporate structure.
Yeah.
So it is incredibly frustrating because it'd be awesome to be like, that's awful. Here's $100 back, right? So or whatever, right? That would be amazing. So, in fact, I think that's a really good thing to empower CSRs with. It's just not always our call, you know. So, but we've already discussed this company, but the Chick-fil-A difference, right? Now, let's list about 5 or more differences between your experience at the average Chick-fil-A and the average McDonald's or other fast food restaurant. Right? So, the differences can be astounding.
Yeah.
So, what's your average experience at Chick-fil-A?
I never had Chick-fil-A.
That's okay. So, it's really good.
If you ever go out there and you need to do the fish french fries with this sauce, with their sauce.
So, Sauce is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have good sauce.
Yeah, they have good sauce and they don't charge for it.
Their lemonade.
Yeah, I love it. Y'all have a lemonade shake here. And I'm like, what?
Let's keep it customer service related.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
I agree with it so far.
The consistency. Okay, no
Consistency? Yep.
Yeah.
Customer service might be a big one. Then when they had lobbies, right? So usually when you go to the Chick-fil-A, they actually greet you as you walk in. Unlike say anywhere else, until you get up to them and then still a baby. So I was at the Starbucks just little at 12:51. And I was standing at the counter for at least 5 minutes before someone noticed me. So that was bad. So
We like to be attended, and one thing Chick-fil-A does is attend your needs immediately
yeah,
from a point A to point Z.
yeah, exactly. They even use unique verbiage too, like unique words like my pleasure.
Yeah.
Of course, things like that.
Mhm.
So what's the experience of the average fast food restaurant?
They don't acknowledge you. They charge you for what they have. They don't charge.
Treat you how they feel.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, they just don't care. They do your order wrong.
Yeah,
like
they give you what they want. I don't know how they work that out, but
Yeah. Yeah. Just don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. It's fun. Like when you go in, you're lucky to get a hello. Even when you get it to the register, it's like sometimes it's a grunt.
yeah,
So
amazingly. Like,
Or they just stand there waiting for you to order.
yeah, like hey, you're the person that's supposed to initiate this conversation.
Yeah.
Well, what's up? So, but yeah, so basically, most companies are like this. Doesn't matter, fast food, retail stores, grocery stores, plumbing companies, whatever, they're like this, right? So people aren't paying attention, they book a job wrong, they book it for a water heater instead of a toilet. This happened. We gotta be more like this one. More like the Chick-fil-A. The Chick-fil-A of the plumbing industry. Weird as that sounds. So, how are we gonna get there? Well, through this. And what do you guys think is the reason there's such a difference?
And they all work as a team. And they probably have a good working environment as well. There's no way you can pull that off every day and keep the same demeanor if your work environment is different.
Right. Of course.
You probably keep like a positive energy like in their environment.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so a positive company culture.
Mm-hmm.
Any other reasons you guys can think of?
Probably a pay difference too.
There could be, although
I don't know,
McDonald's pays pretty well now too. So.
Yeah.
Oh, do they? Okay, then
Yeah.
never mind. I don't know.
It might be. I don't know how much Chick-fil-A is paid. I'll put a question mark next to that one. So, because I don't know. They might pay less. I don't know.
Their management is in there helping as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that as well.
Yeah.
They're the ones that stand out because they wear the long sleeve with
Mm-hmm.
the little bow tie.
Yep. Yeah, they still wear the bow tie there.
Yeah.
So, any other differences you guys can think of? But those are definitely different than if you've ever worked at a McDonald's or another fast food restaurant. It's grueling.
Stacking up boxes gotta be the bottom.
Oh, I would also assume that they're choosier with who they hire. They don't just, like that's probably another
Thank
thing.
you.
Yeah.
McDonald's, other fast food restaurants will hire anybody off the street, basically. So
They didn't hire me, David.
they didn't hire me when I applied again after I left.
That was like the weirdest thing ever. I was
Yeah.
pissed and I felt resentful.
Yeah. So I remember once, it was back during the 2008 recession.
Yeah.
Like the only place in town was hiring was McDonald's, but they were getting like 300 applications a day.
We're very
So-
choosy. How dare they?
I know. Well, they could be at that point.
Yeah.
So when the economy's bad,
Yeah, demand.
yep. So when the economy's good, they're fighting for the best people. So, yeah, those are all legitimate reasons of the difference in between these two. Right? So, yeah. All right, so we're going to cover the 5 keys of CX. CX is customer experience, of course. So, I'm just going to rattle these up. I did have the slides with the videos, but we're using Windows 7, so that doesn't work. Although it works on my computer, which is Windows 10. So the first one we're going to cover is AFE, actual choose your own word for the F, empathy. All right, so customers can sense fake empathy easily. It's obvious if you're just spouting empathy statements because you have to. Customers aren't stupid, for the most part. Instead, practice real empathy. Put yourself actually in the customer's place. Imagine the smell of what they're describing. The horror that they feel at seeing sewage in their kid's bathtub. They go, all right, Junior, it's time for a bath. Oh, it's filled with shit. So, not a good time. And also, maybe closer to home, the pain of an unexpected financial burden that they're facing at the hands of plumbing gone wrong. So, they have just enough food, just enough money to cover this week, cover rent. All of a sudden, their bathroom's flooded, right? Has everybody been in a situation like that?
Yeah.
That could even be a car breaking down.
Yeah.
Right? So now you have to spend $30 a day on Uber. So not cool. Next one is going above and beyond. Customers call, text, chat, email us to be taken care of. If they could do it themselves, well, they would, because they'd save at least $77. Right? If our customer service sucks or is even just mediocre, why would they come back? Why would they book a job in the first place? Would you? Okay. There are over 10,000 plumbing companies in California, ranging from single vans to entire fleets. They all do the same work. Plumbing is plumbing. What keeps them coming back to us? It's the customer service and their experience with us, period. Next one is positive tone. Customers don't care if you're having a bad day. They don't know about or even care about your personal life. It sucks, but them's the breaks. If you sound bored, disinterested, tired, sad, any other negative emotion, you're draining them. That's when you're going to get the, yeah, I'll call you back. And they call Roto-Rooter. So stop that. Keep your tone upbeat, positive, polite, professional, and casual. There's a nice fine line between professional and casual. That's the line you kind of want to stand on. So take each call as if it was your first. Make every call count. So stay positive, stay focused, and stay awake. So the next one is a sense of urgency. We saw the sense of urgency this morning with a board. Every call is urgent. Every call is escalated. Every call needs to be handled now. The best customer service agent is effective and efficient. Don't let anyone wait on hold more than necessary. A full ring is too long. Half a ring is barely cutting it. Nobody likes waiting to be answered. It doesn't matter how awesome your hold music is. Answer the phone quickly, no excuses. And number 5 is active listening. There's one simple trick when it comes to actually listening to your customer, and that is to actually listen to your customer. Pay attention to what they're saying. If you need to, take notes. The summary thing is right there. You just jot it in. Asking your customer to repeat themselves isn't just embarrassing to you or the customer. It's the opposite of good customer service. Getting their booking or order wrong because you weren't paying attention is unacceptable. Interact. Ask probing questions if you aren't sure what they mean, It's a dialogue, not an interrogation. And then we're going to move on to improving the customer experience. Again, we can only control what's in our sphere, but we can influence everything else. So, OTTER, O-T-T-E-R, is over-the-top empathy and rapport. You have 7 seconds to establish a good rapport with a customer. That's it. 7 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's all the time you have to win a customer over. Your positive tone, sense of urgency, your AFE, and how well you go above and beyond all will go toward your 7 seconds. Using the customer's name, especially if they are a repeat customer, goes a long way towards this. If Mary Sue is calling in, feel free. Be the creepy person. Think, hey, Mary Sue.
Oh my gosh, no, dude, really?
Well,
how are you doing, Bill Burrows?
Well, don't say their last name. That's weird.
Okay.
But think, oh, Sue, I see that you've used us before. What brings you back? Something like that.
Okay.
So, use their names and use the 5 keys. So, next one is thank you cards. My favorite thing. Not really, but they go a long way. So, the customer experience is not over after the customer pays. It's not, it continues long after they get their receipt. We love their business. We crave their business. Their business pays our bills. And a handwritten thank you card is rare. A blank thank you card, trash. Very quickly. It's like, oh, look, wow. A blank card that says thank you. Amazing. Trash. So a thank you card with a handwritten message on the back, that's a conversation starter. Right? Not 100% of the time, because there's still going to be those people that don't care. But there's going to be that maybe 15% that show their kids, show their husband, show their wife, show their neighbors, show their friends. Look what I got from this company. It's a plumbing company. But it's rare and it's unheard of. Nobody really does that.
You get the calls where they're like, I got a $50 card.
Mm-hmm.
I get a good quantity of those.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It works.
Yeah. Definitely. So the next one is contacting the client, right? So sometimes a customer won't answer the phone when you call them. The nerve, the audacity of not answering their phone, the swiping up and saying text me. But in this century, there is more than one way to reach a customer. Text, email, chat, doesn't matter. If you get sent a voicemail, leave a voicemail and follow up with a text or email. There's no excuse to not try every channel available to you to contact the customer. Not when it's so easy. Like I could see if we didn't have the ability to text them, but we do. We could also email them if they left us an email address. The next one is make chats and text real. Now, you already know to answer the phone with a smile, right? The equivalent of that on a text or a chat is don't use templates on chat. Don't copy and paste responses. Treat chats and text like a phone call. Make your personality shine through the screen. Customers can tell if they're typing with a chat bot. And if you're just copying and pasting things, you're a chat bot. That's all you are. They're not stupid. Customers want real customer service. They just, in this case, they just don't want to vocally speak with you. And that's okay. Don't ask them to call if they chatted in. Yeah. They contacted you that way for a reason. That was frustrating. Respect their choice and respect them. Like, when's the last time you called in an order for a restaurant? Like for delivery? Yeah, exactly. There's Grubhub. Every pizza place has their own website where you can order from. It's like, we're in that era. The era of it's at my fingertips. I'm going to talk to you while I place this order.
As long as we don't become wild.
Yes. Well, we're getting to there, but the next one is dare to be different. Right? Call any big company's customer service. If you're not shuttled instantly overseas, listen to the way they take the call. Now hang up and call that same number again. Listen to how that person answers the call. Do it again and again and again. 99% of the time, they will all answer the phone the same. The only thing changing is their name. That's boring. Make your greeting stand out. Make yourself stand out. Within reason, of course. Don't put profanity in your greeting or anything like that. That would be ridiculous. But change things up. Don't sound like the person that sits in the cubicle next to you. Now, the next one is make your company stand out. In a saturated market, two things make a company stand out above their competition, and they're both intrinsically connected. It's company culture and customer service. Company culture is usually attributed to C-level executives and members of a board, if they have one. This is false 90% of the time. The company culture comes from the employees on the front line. Through collaboration, through shared experience, good and bad, a good CEO recognizes this and helps positive cultures grow. You are the face, the voice, and the direction of the company you work for. Although sometimes it does not feel like that. And I know. The next one is stop doing what customers hate. Again, like I said earlier, 80% of everyone that calls in across the board, no matter what company, they're dissatisfied with the customer service they get over the phone. What do customers hate from their phone experience? Long hold times. Getting put on hold for no given reason. Getting told that you don't know an answer to an easy question, or at least it seems easy to them, right? So getting told you can't do something because that's company policy. Monotonous, boring, bored, tired, sounding customer service agents, lack of call control. The customer should never be the one to redirect the call to the reason they called you. Some of the most cringe-worthy calls I've ever listened to was 10 minutes in, the customer asked the agent, don't you need my information? It was embarrassing to listen to. So, there's nobody in this room. So, the next one is match their pace, not their tone. Sometimes you'll get fast talkers who won't stop, don't stop, right? Sometimes you'll get slow talkers. Both are okay. Match their tone and slowly decrease your speed for the fast talkers so they'll match you. Or slowly increase your speed so the slow talkers will match your pace. If you do it incrementally, it'll happen. It's really cool when it does. But if we call it, yeah, I mean, it's not, nothing is 100%, right? So, but if the caller sounds tired, bored, angry, sad, or anything at all like that, don't match their tone. It doesn't matter if they're yelling at you. It doesn't matter if they're screaming at you. It doesn't make a difference. Don't match their tone. The worst thing you could possibly do is yell back. Because
it's not personal.
Right. It's never personal.
It's just heat of the moment.
Yep. It's like, just let them vent. When they're done venting, take care of the issue.
Yeah.
Right? So the customer matters more than your metrics.
Okay.
Now, don't get this one twisted. Your metrics still matter. It's one of the only ways your performance is measured to see how well you compare to the rest of your team. But it's not the only thing. And the customer doesn't care about your AHT, ATT, NPS, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They just don't, unless they've worked customer service, they don't even know what any of those things mean. And that's okay. If your call times go up because you are actually helping the customer and not just wasting time until your next break, good. I'm not going to fault you for that. Now, I'm getting rid of the stipulation on the call rating scores that give an autofill if it's over 6 minutes for actual reasons. So now, if it's because someone's really, really good at call control that they can stretch it out to the next break or until they go home, then yeah, that's bad. You have to be pretty good at call control to do that, or really bad. So it's one of those things. So that completes that. Is there any questions, comments?
Well, that's good. I feel like I needed that a little bit.
And it's a refresher. But that's where we're bringing the Router Hero contact center to. So both in here and remote. Now, my goal is to have that spread out throughout the entire organization, because if we're so over the top that the customers are, well, let's say impressed, right? They're going to mention that to the technician. They're going to mention that to
Their neighbors.
neighbors, family, friends, social media, everything.
Because one of the things, the commercials do stand out a lot.
Mhm.
And I don't watch regular TV, period. But I'm sure for the people where you do see the commercials, some of them call they're over it, but some of them do pick up from that just alone.
Yep.
And that's an experience already to begin with. So when they get to the door, they want us to match, or when they make the call, they want us to match the same as the commercial.
100%.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Because if you're answering the phone, like, thanks for calling Rooter Hero, how can I help you? It doesn't match anything. It doesn't match any of their advertising. It doesn't match even the freaking hold music, right? The people that are talking on the hold music are just peppy and happy and like, what causes sync backups and stuff like that. And if someone's answering the phone, yeah, what? So now what we're going to do going forward is we're going to start doing more customer service training, more empathy training, everything like that. And it's not going to be on SkyPrep or anything like that. It's going to be in person or on Zoom, I guess, for the people that can't come in. So that works.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in person, but whatever. You know, but any questions on this or? No. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, David.
Mark. And I'll see you back on the floor.
Okay. Want us to bring the next batch?
No, that's not until 2:30. So I paced it.